Hello there, this is Pastor Henry Falgoso. Welcome to another video devotional for Farmersville United Methodist Church. My dear friends, last week we were talking about planting seeds, and this week we're going to be talking about pulling weeds. The two go together. Every gardener knows that planting seed is a very easy part of having a successful garden, and it must be time consuming to weed the same garden, and remember, it is hard work. Friends, as we continue exploring Matthew's Gospel, this week we're going to tackle chapter 13, verses 24 and 30, which is the parable of the wheat and the weed, and also verses 36 to 43, which is the explanation of that parable. And in order for us to understand why Jesus was telling these parables, we need to remember that in the previous chapter, chapter 12, there was a lot of conflict. Pharisees criticized Jesus for allowing his disciples to pluck grain on a Sabbath. When Jesus healed a man with withered hand, they conspire against him how to destroy him. When he heals a demoniac, they accuse him of working by the power of Beelzebub. Jesus calls them an offspring of vipers and an evil and adulterous generation. So basically, chapter 12 forms the foundation for this chapter, chapter 13, and chapter 13 offers hope in the midst of this evil. So, chapter 13 begins with the parable of the sower, as we shared last week. This parable acknowledges that some seed will be lost, but promises a stupendous harvest from the seed that falls on good soil. The focus is not on the little that is lost, but on the promise of the harvest. Now, the parable of the weeds this week uses the same agricultural motive, but deals with the problem of the bad among the good in the world. What the parable itself clearly tells us is that the kingdom must contend with evil all around it, and that God permits evil and good to coexist until the end. The parable both guides and encourages as we continue learning what it is to be a disciple. We need not without the bad, which is the message of the parable. God will deal with the bad in the harvest, and this is the message of the interpretation. Now, all these parables encourages disciples. They deal with the reality of opposition and evil, promising that this will not define the ultimate outcome. In the end, God and those faithful to God will win, and they will win big. The parable deals with a very practical problem, and I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. In the church, we find bad mixed with good. That's true. But in this parable, Jesus calls us to patience and faith. Patience with those who fail to meet the standards. And this is the concern of the parable itself. And also faith that God will deal with them at the right time. This is the concern of the interpretation. Now, Jesus calls us to withhold action lest we create more problems that we solve, lest we destroy the good with the bad, lest we root up the weed with the weeds. Unlike God, we cannot know people's heart or where their life might take them or their potential for redemption. God has not equipped us with the insight necessary to weed the garden. As wonderful as it would be, have a pure world, a world without sinners, Jesus is actually telling us that only in the harvest the purity will be possible. Attempts to achieve it now will prove disastrous, will destroy the good with the bad. Reapers will accomplish the separation at the harvest time, and is God's scheme of things. Soon enough, we know that. In the interpretation, though, it is important to note that there are two sowers, the Son of Man and the devil. Jesus accounts for the presence of evil in our midst. We are uncomfortable talking with the idea of the devil, and for the most part, we ignore it on our preachings. That's true. However, our unwillingness to speak plainly about the devil and to confront evil in our midst affords the devil opportunities galore to infiltrate our homes and our schools, our churches, and our families. See, friends, our popular culture celebrates the satanic while Christians look the other way. But there's a beautiful promise to those who endure. Jesus uses a poetic language to promise that faithful that they can look forward to a wonderful destiny. They will no longer be marginal people, living in a world where evil predominates. Instead, they will shine like the sun, being visible to all, giving light to all, occupying a place of prominence in God's kingdom. Now, there's a great opportunity for you to worship with us. I would like to invite you to come in person with us. We worship every Sunday at 9:30, and we do it at Farmersville United Methodist Church. We are located at 110 West Center Street in Farmersville, Ohio, or you can continue worshiping with us on our on demand service starting every Sunday throughout the week through our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. Until next time, God bless you.